Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In this video, I've got some great emulation news for you. We're talking about the Nintendo Switch, Street Fighter, and Fire Emblem. Let's get started. Alright, we'll kick things off here talking about Nintendo Switch emulation on PC with Ryujinx. Ryujinx has just released their progress report for this month, and there's a ton of great information in it. Now, I'm going over this progress report at a pretty high level. If you want to check it out in detail, I will leave a link in the description below, and I highly recommend checking it out. It's a great read. In terms of their Patreon goals, Ryujinx is currently at $1,800 a month. This is really close to the $2,000 a month tier, which will get us texture replacement. And in progress is the Vulkan GPU backend. A public test build is available. It's not ready for prime time just yet. And on top of that, the ARB shaders goal was reached back in April, and development on that is still in progress. Now, moving on to improvements, there were a ton of GPU improvements this month, and we'll start out here with some texture syncing. It helped out games like Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is before, and this is after. Quite a bit of a difference. On top of that, there were some vertex buffer adjustments. This is the before, and this is the after. Thanks to Perry, I think that's how you say their name, in Nintendo Switch Online's Mario Kart 64, there are some improvements. So this is the video screen before, a common problem in a lot of emulators. And this is after. It's looking really good. Here's Majora's Mask before, and this is after. River City Girls 0 before and after. Acropolis, which is modding framework for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, is now working with Ryujinx at a core level and looking pretty good. Thanks to some work from GDK surrounding .NET, Genkai Toki Moro Crystal H, I probably butchered that, now goes in-game. And a fun benefit about that is Ryujinx is almost ready for .NET 7, which would result in reduced startup times and improved program responsiveness and latency, which is a pretty big performance improvement. There was also a ton of work done to the new UI this month, and it's shaping up extremely nicely. There's currently a 4-step process to get rid of GTK. Part 1 is already done, Part 2 is in progress, Part 3 hasn't started yet, and Part 4 I would say is optional. On top of that, there's more little bug fixes and improvements, like SDL2 being updated version 2.0.22, which does help motion fixes on Linux. And Homebrew that are packaged inside NSP are now bootable. And last up here for Ryujinx, we've talked about this one in previous videos, but they no longer support earlier versions of Windows. For example, Windows 7 and Windows 8 cannot run the updated version of Ryujinx. If for some reason you are stuck on an earlier version of Windows and you can't update, maybe think about dual booting with Linux and going that way. Overall here, Ryujinx has been absolutely killing it. Between Ryujinx and Yuzu, Switch emulation on PC is in a pretty darn good state and is only getting better. Next up here, this is a quick one. We're still talking about the Switch. Capcom Arcade Stadium is offering a free game, Street Fighter 2. If you've got a Switch, feel free to pick up Capcom Arcade Stadium, it's free, and then pick up your free game, Street Fighter 2. And to be perfectly honest with you here, I have no idea how long this is free for, and I haven't picked it up just yet. After this video, I'll probably boot up my Switch and download this copy of Street Fighter 2. Even though I already own a bunch of different copies of it. Last up here, we're talking about Fire Emblem 1 on the NES, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. This game was released on the Famicom in Japanese back in 1990, but there's a brand new updated translation that is available on ROM hacking. This update has some bug fixes and some improvements, and this translation was built from scratch, from the ground up. And as always, I will leave a link to it in the description below in the event that you want to learn a little bit more about it. But anyways, that is all I've got for you in this one. Straight to the point, all stuff and no fluff. Let me know your thoughts on anything we talked about today in the comments below, and let me know if you've played Fire Emblem on the NES in the comments below. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button, check out my other videos, don't tempt fate, save your state.